Hmm. Hmm. Good. So the title on TikTok, let me slow down, is Entrepreneurship isn't for Blacks. But the title here on my YouTube channel is Should Entrepreneurship Be Taught to Black Students? When you come in, do me a favor, press the like button, comment, engage in some sort of way. I just stitched a video on TikTok. I'll share it on Facebook as well. But a woman was speaking, and the title of her video says Junior Achievement. And she was speaking about um, entrepreneurship training being included in financial literacy programs for Black children, and how that's a problem because it's setting our Black children up for failure just to have a few rags to riches stories, and how the focus really should be on middle class America, becoming a part of middle class America, which includes home ownership and things like 401ks, right? So I have already stitched that video. If you want to see that video, it's on my page and you can go and see what I said about it, but you can also hear what I'm saying about it right here today. Okay. With the, I respectfully disagree, and chime in and let me know, should entrepreneurship be a part of financial literacy programming for African American students? Why or why not? Let me know how you feel. Should the focus be more on home ownership, 401ks, things of that nature? Now, what I can say is I volunteered at Proviso West High School here in Hillside, Illinois, for a financial literacy day, and they had junior achievement out at their event that day. And the focus was on if the student had a job, so they had some sort of career, they were given a salary, like what they're going to make annually, monthly, and they had to go around to different tables. And, are you going to live at home with your mom? Are you going to rent? Are you going to buy? So they had the cost of living for things, light bill, gas bill, all the things that it would take to maintain a household. Some were like, I'm gonna stay at home with my mama and I'm gonna ride the bus. I don't need a car, I'll ride a bike, whatever that may look like. But so saying that to say financial literacy, when it comes to, and let me add closed caption here, financial literacy, when it comes to financial literacy, when it comes to African American students, is not just solely focused on, give me a second, I'm sorry. I wanted to add captions. I probably should have did it when I started because I don't see them popping up on the screen. Okay. Financial literacy programs, I'm not going to worry about it. Financial literacy programs, when it comes to African American students, I didn't realize that they were just focused on entrepreneurship. I don't even think they're simply focused on entrepreneurship. When you come in, press the like button, give me a heart. Talking to my people on TikTok, you can also press the like button on YouTube or engage. But I definitely didn't realize, and I'm sitting back a little bit so I can look at both cameras. I'm multitasking. It was only focused on entrepreneurship. I actually was invited to do financial literacy at a school here on the west side of Chicago. And initially, the administration said that the program wasn't needed. So I do know that our children need financial literacy, but let me get to the meat and potatoes when it comes to entrepreneurship. So I did some searching on ChatGPT. ChatGPT is a friend of mine, honey. It is a friend of mine, okay? So I did some searching on ChatGPT. You may or may not agree with their data, but ChatGPT said that in 2014, the percentage of Black college graduates that was unemployed was 12.4% versus 5.6% of white college graduates. Earnings in 2023 for Black individuals with bachelor's degrees was about $71,390, while their white counterparts made $91,430, right? Has everybody been created for entrepreneurship? No. Do we need more Black people in entrepreneurship? Yes. Do we need more Black people that understand entrepreneurship? Absolutely. Why? One of the main reasons is because people hire people that look like them. If you think about, I worked for an organization and I may have been the first Black person that this company hired. I don't even know. I worked for an organization back in 2007. I was the only African American person working for the company out of about 160 people. When I had my son and I left and went on maternity leave, a young woman that happens to go to the same college that I went to came into that role that I was in. So now she was the only Black person. But she decided that wasn't a role she wanted to stay in. She moved to a different department in the company, which allowed for me to come back after I had my son. So she and I were the only two Black people in the company. Did we feel any type of way that we were the only two Black people? No. We both came in through a temp agency, though. I came in as a temp. After I had my son, they brought me back full time. She came in as a temp. She ended up full time in another role. What am I saying? People hire people that look like them. So although we may be telling our children to go to college, get a degree, to get a good job, to make money, who's going to hire them if we are not starting our own companies or in those positions? When I'm downtown, in downtown Chicago, riding around, rarely do I see people that look like me. When Donald Trump mentioned Black jobs, I knew exactly what he was talking about. We have something called the Chicago Transit Authority here. I don't know the last time I've seen a white person driving a bus in Chicago, driving a train, working in the platform on the train. Think about it. We primarily, when we go to college, a lot of us, I want to be a social worker. I want to help people. I'm going to be a teacher. We need teachers. We need teachers. We need people that look like us, because why do we have so many teachers in our community that don't look like us? They get loan forgiveness for coming to teach these little Black kids. But I digress, okay? Let me stay focused. I have a bachelor's degree. I have a master's degree. I am not against college education. But if we don't start businesses, who's going to hire us? The times when I've worked with the most African Americans is when I worked for a Black-owned company. Walker Miller Energy Services, based in Detroit, started by a Black woman named Carla Walker Miller. Everybody in her C-suite is a woman of color. I work for Black Entertainment Television Networks here in Chicago. Outside of that, the only time that I've worked with a good number of Black people is when I did telephone interviewing. I worked at APC Research here in the Chicagoland area. I worked for NORC at the University of Chicago. And then I did telephone interviewing down at the University of Illinois. Only time I worked with a majority of Black people outside of working at a company owned by Black people. People hire people that look like them. I have a master's in human resources. My background is in recruitment. People usually hire people that look like them. If we don't own the companies, if we don't own the businesses, we are not in a position to hire people. And then we're not getting hired in mass at these other companies. Companies are rolling back right now DEI that has more to do with white women than it does Black people. I don't know why we're so upset. But this is why we need to teach entrepreneurship to our children. How's somebody going to invite me to co-host my own thing? Appreciate the heart, appreciate whomever is here, drop a comment, right? My thing is, two things can be true at the same time. We can teach entrepreneurship as well as teaching them to go to school and get an education. My son is being taught, if you want to go to school and get an education, you need to know, I want to be an engineer, a lawyer. You need to be going to college for something that absolutely needs a college degree. And then you also need to understand business. No, Muhammad Ramzan, I don't know you. You will not be co-hosting with me. You haven't even dropped a comment. I don't think you follow me. I don't even think you pressed the like button. People are weird out here in this world. That's my word. I'm going to use weird. I'm going to show up authentically me on this app in 2025. Not that I haven't been, right? Lost my train of thought. Oh, so telling my son to do both. You go and work for the company to learn the business. I'm looking for a book. You go to work for the company to learn the business. And then from there, you decide if entrepreneurship is for you. This is a great book. The E-Myth Revisited. This book talks about entrepreneurship not being for everybody. I highly encourage anybody that's thinking about starting a business to read this book. Because some people will say, oh, you bake cakes good, so you should open up a bakery. No, you may just be a good cake baker. And that's actually an example in here. There was a woman who was a baker. She loved baking, but when she started her own bakery, she hated it because there was a business side to it. So if we're going to teach entrepreneurship, we need to teach the business side. But I think about myself as a real estate investor, a real estate broker working with contractors. We have young Black men and Black men that go into these trades. They're electricians, they're plumbers, they're general contractors, etc., that don't understand business, that could have been benefited from and can still benefit from learning about entrepreneurship. Oh, everybody isn't built to be an entrepreneur. We could be just happy in the middle class, you know. That's propaganda bullshit. 82% of US businesses with employees are owned by white Americans. So Black people are supposed to be okay with just going to school and getting an education to have the potential to work for these 82% of companies owned by white people? Why can't we start businesses and employ ourselves? It says that 6 Black individuals own approximately 2.4% of employer firms, despite representing 14.2% of the population. Black Americans own about 6.3% of all businesses. Hispanic Americans own approximately 15.5% of all businesses. Asian Americans own about 6.4%. When it comes to entrepreneurship, we're at the bottom of the totem pole. But this woman is on there saying that entrepreneurship should not be taught to our students because it's setting them up for failure. It's not truly setting them up to achieve wealth. So then I asked ChatGPT, of the wealthiest people in America, what do? Because first I asked ChatGPT about wealth. And of course, it said home ownership stands as the principal asset, with home equity representing a significant portion of most people's net worth in the middle income. The issue with that is something just came out saying that many homeowners, their homeowners insurance and their taxes are now more than their principal payment. When you purchase a home, you have a PITI payment: principal, insurance, taxes, interest. The principal, the insurance and the taxes are now more for many people than the principal and the interest. Home equity is great. I'm former licensed real estate agent. Home equity is great. It's a beautiful thing. In order to tap into your home equity, you have to have income and credit. Just can't tap into your home equity because you own the home, unless you own it outright, and then you're going to leverage your home with the potential to lose it for something that you're going to go out there and take a risk on. Not against home ownership. Home ownership in and of itself has not put a dent in the wealth gap between white Americans and Black Americans. So then I asked ChatGPT, the wealthiest individuals in the United States, what is their primary source of wealth? Elon Musk, 244 billion, founder and CEO of Tesla, SpaceX, entrepreneurship. Jeff Bezos, net worth 197 billion, founder of Amazon, entrepreneurship. Mark Zuckerberg, net worth 181 billion, founder and CEO of Meta, formerly Facebook, entrepreneurship. Larry Ellison, net worth 175 billion, co-founder, chairman, and chief technology officer of Oracle Corporation, entrepreneurship. Warren Buffett, 150 billion. He got to be worth more than that because he's sitting on about 200 and something billion cash right now. CEO of Berkshire Hathaway, entrepreneurship. Larry Page, net worth 136 billion, co-founder of Google, entrepreneurship. Sergey Brin, net worth 130 billion, co-founder of Google, entrepreneurship. Steve Ballmer, former CEO of Microsoft and current owner of NBA's Los Angeles Clippers, entrepreneurship. Bill Gates, 107 billion, co-founder of Microsoft, entrepreneurship. Michael Bloomberg, 105 billion, founder of Bloomberg LP, entrepreneurship. What are we talking about? Middle class. Middle class is being squeezed. They done squeezed the hell out of the middle class. Squeezing the hell out of the middle class. When I was still attending church services back in 2010, which was the last time I went to an actual church consistently, the pastor then was preaching about the middle class is being squeezed out. Gas prices are going to go up. All of these things are going to happen. There is going to be a shift. We are literally entering a land of the haves and the have-nots. I'm not against education. It says that Black college graduates on average make $71,000. Those that only graduate high school on average make $40,000. Those with some college on average make $56,000. So the higher your education, ideally, the more money you're going to make. What is not factored into that is that some of those people that are making more money also have student loans. So they're in debt. And that student loan can keep them from purchasing a home. We are on this crazy cycle. What is my point of all of this? Entrepreneurship absolutely should be taught alongside of financial literacy. We should be teaching a well-rounded financial literacy coach program. Financial literacy is something that I educate on a daily basis. I'm a financial services professional, and I go into schools and I work with organizations to bring financial literacy to them. Let's look at Black Americans, the richest Black Americans. David Stewart, net worth 11.4 billion, source of wealth, founder and chairman of Worldwide Technology, a leading provider of technology products and services, entrepreneurship. Robert F. Smith, founder, 5 billion, founder, chairman, and CEO of Vista Equity Partners, a private equity firm specializing in software and technology, entrepreneurship. Oprah Winfrey, media mogul with ventures including the Oprah Winfrey Show, OWN Network, and various production and publishing enterprises, entrepreneurship. Michael Jordan, former NBA player, majority owner of Charlotte Hornets, lucrative endorsement deals, $2 billion from sports and entrepreneurship. Jay-Z, co-founder of Rockefeller Records, business ventures, etc., title $1 billion, entertainment and entrepreneurship. Rihanna, net worth $1 billion from Fenty Beauty Products, entrepreneurship. The main source of wealth for the wealthiest people in America is entrepreneurship. We should absolutely be having that conversation in financial literacy programs. Everybody isn't meant to be an entrepreneur. No shit. Everybody won't be one. Having the information and the access. Yes, we can have a Black Elon Musk. Yes, there could be a Black comparable to Jeff Bezos. Yes, there can be. There are more Black and brown people in the world than white people. We are not inferior. I'm looking forward to Black History Month because if it weren't for us, it's so much stuff we invented and came up with. Entrepreneurship is a conversation that needs to be had because people hire people that look like them. The unemployment rate, let me see. What is the unemployment percentage of young Blacks ages 18 to 25? ChatGPT isn't always right. That's fine. 2023 study focusing on Chicago, where I'm from, where I live, reported that the jobless rate for Black individuals aged 20 to 24 was 57%. Who they working for if we don't start no damn business? Up from 44% in 2019. Who are they working for if we don't start businesses? And yes, they looking for jobs. I'm a mother of a 19-year-old. First of all, my son was looking for a job for a year, won't even submit a resume. That's water under the bridge. When you walk into Chipotle, Panera, McDonald's, Burger King, wherever you going, and whatever community, what do the people look like that working there? And I'm not even saying those are the only jobs they can have. These Amazons and other places, where are we going to work? College graduates out here in the unemployment line finding it hard to find a job. Oh, but it's people making six figures in tech and this, that, and the third. It's not a lot of us. It's a small percentage of us that's going to make it as entrepreneurs. It looks like it's a small percentage of us that's going to make it as college graduates. So then it's up to us to choose our heart. Once we teach entrepreneurship, then we teach them about collective economics, working together. We support these businesses. We help the businesses with their customer service and things of that nature that want to be helped. But we don't sit up here and say, oh, it's fine for us to just go and get jobs and be a part of the working class and be happy to get into the middle class. The middle class is disappearing. People are out here struggling. The Millionaire Next Door, the gentleman who wrote that book, in the book, he mentions how, I'm missing books. In the book, he mentions how, where my book at? Okay. In the book, he mentions how a good number or some in middle class white America were being subsidized by their mamas and they did. Everything that glitters isn't gold. Just because somebody has a nice house and a nice car, they have bills. I just saw a TikTok about a woman who makes $400,000 a year, but her take-home pay is less than $1,000 a month. It's a little over 10, but less than 11. And so she brings home 121,000, which isn't bad, but from 400,000 to 121,000, that's a large gap. Hopefully she has some tax write-offs and things of that nature. So even the other thing is, the more income you make, the more taxes you pay for a lot of people if they're not set up right and they don't know what to do. So we are literally on a hamster wheel, some of us listening to propaganda that does not properly prepare us. Yes, you can go to work and work a 9 to 5 and have a business on the side that creates some income for you. Yes, you can decide that you want to always work a 9 to 5, but also have some sort of business on the side. I think that everybody should have multiple streams of income. And you have a side business and you're investing and you're doing these different things. So all of these things need to be taught to our Black students. And unfortunately, financial literacy is not taught in a lot of our schools. It's not a part of the programming. That's a problem in and of itself. People don't understand money and how money works. We know nothing about money. We know nothing about business. We know nothing about customer service and things of that nature in order to be successful. One of my ultimate goals is to have a school. Number one. Number two, let me qualify some things. I am a contractor for a nonprofit organization that is in the Chicago Public Schools. My role is financial literacy programming. Okay. So I'm not just on here yapping my gums. I'm out here in the community. We're actually starting a cohort in a couple of weeks for those in the food industry to help them with things as it relates to entrepreneurship. So I'm not just on here talking. I am in the process of recruiting, training, and developing leaders in financial services. So people who are looking to start a side hustle, a second business, things of that nature, I am recruiting nationwide. Specific preferences given to those in the Chicagoland area, Atlanta, and Dallas, Texas, but the whole nation. I'm in the schools, I'm in the community, educating people, having these conversations, bringing people out to bring this information to them. I'm not just on social media talking to talk. But if we don't open more businesses, if we don't get out here and start to learn how to get this funding and these government contracts and things of that nature to be able to hire each other, we're not even going to be in the middle class. Right now, Black Americans are trending to have a net worth of 0 by 2053. My mission, my goal is to help as many people as I can make, save, and protect money. And I do believe that the youth is our future. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this live up. I have done enough talking this morning. Go back and watch the video. Thank you to anybody who has engaged. If you are watching this replay, be sure to like the video, comment, let me know what you think out here in the YouTube world. And for those of you who were on the live on TikTok, I appreciate you. You will be seeing more of me. We are talking mindset, money, and entrepreneurship over here on my page. Okay, go ahead, hit that like button, hit a heart. Don't cost you nothing to engage. And let me ask, you down with OPM? Yeah, you know me. Who's down with OPM? Everybody. Everybody should be down with other people's money. I am Jamisia Jonah, the wealth creator. I show people how to use other people's money too. Pay their mortgage, create cash flow, generate wealth, and protect their assets. Have an amazing day.